get things. So, quick
Man, I
summary of
haven't
our
played in a while.
last episode, or of our last session, was leave the Fortune's Wheel to go to the Outland in search of the rogue automaton Rome, or known as R. And you were given a portal stone and directed to an area within Sigil where you found a portal which transported you to the Outlands area with ruins, whatnot. Oh, and I actually forgot that, like, I had, or unfortunately, I forgot about it. The map pack that I bought for the map pack that I bought actually rival in the Outland. I'll drop you all on now. So, yeah.
Ooh.
So basically, it gives you got an idea of the blue sand, the weird tree, that stuff.
Ooh.
And then you followed some gigantic tracks, which you can see in the ground here, through the forest until you found, sitting on the ground, or at least placed into the ground, resting on the ground, along with some towers nearby. Doing some initial scouting, you found that there was a big, ugly, green, fiend-like creature that was hiding within the tower, digging through. And with and through exploring, you ended up in some combat with a big crit from with a successful persuasion check from Zarali with two of the henchmen, Steve and Chadigan. You convinced them to turn against their leader, their boss, Thalarsh, who is the big ugly green guy. Combat ensued, and you were able to beat Thalarsh without. Some of you did take some serious damage, that being getting him flashed to the face. And through further exploration of the tower, you found some other occupants. You scared off the Mesoloth henchmen, who were no longer employed and just wanted to fuck out. Then you also encountered what looked to be an old feeble gnome, but was actually
super sexy.
super sexy. You
Yubasi.
found and freed the owner of the tower, the occupant of the tower, Dathir. Gitzerai, philosophical philosopher type dude, who was being held captive in the topmost floor of. After freeing make the incubus Arcia cook you some grilled cheese, which was and then we're able to find that one of the items that you picked up earlier in the combat, skull, bunch of crystalline, turned out to be something called the mosaic mimic, and you now know that here is basically according to data tool Sigil and Outland, a lot of information. However, this one's damaged, it's crushed. Faith here lets you know that yes, in your target of acquisition, Rome, did find their way to the tower, and utilizing the here, which you currently have in your possession, was told the location last month. However, the Mimir is now broken and fixed, which Eli did fix up. And in doing so, upon turning this thing on, you hear it power on and starts to babble about its memories that it needs to have uploaded at its. So you now have to define Rome. You're gonna need to
just take any road, right?
That would get us to Rome, yeah.
Yep. also. So I also gave you have the
Yay!
Huzzah! A friend.
end. Yeah, he is busted, but he is a friend.
We are all
Powering him
busted.
on, he did say that you heard like the recording of a robotic voice that seems a bit damaged, like a bad speaker, saying missing data for Automata, First, Excelsior, Faunal, Glorium, Rigus, Sylvania. And Sathier, overhearing this, recognizes and those are some of the gate towns of the Outlands. Come, go upstairs. I will activate the Castellan. Well, I will show you where they are, where these gate towns are in the Outlands. And you look upon, you go upstairs to where you currently are located, and you see the large kind of sculpture-like thing carved into the wall, buried with you. Nope. Walking castle. Yeah, there it is. So, it's this massive, like, sculpture. And, oh yeah, and the other thing, too, Zathier let you know that they are the caretaker of this castle. The castle is called Ledcaru, L-E... Oh, actually, no, E-A... I believe this is an I. Now, how the fuck would you...
Sounds like the riddle from Last Crusade.
Ledcaru, probably.
Ledcaru?
I think that's an I.
Yeah, because that's not an L. Capital
Yeah.
I.
Yeah, Ledcaru.
I'll have to look. But you are now welcome to stay in the castle. It can be your home for the time being. And Zathier mentioned they're more than willing to allow the castle to be your mode of transport and take you to Gate Towns, take you around the Outlands in general. No problem, especially for saving their life. So, you look down upon this map. Start to... No. Saw this last time. Basically, a overview what Outlands. So, Sathier points at the map. Due west. Oh, due west of here is the mechanical town of Automata.
Near a tomato?
Automata is the gate town to Mechanus.
Wait, it's really called Mecca?
Mechanus. Mechanus.
Okay.
Oh, you just cut out there in a minute. It sounded like you said Mecca.
Yeah, I just heard Mecca, and I was
Oh,
like, no way.
Mechanus.
That would be pretty funny too.
Yeah, so Canis via Automata. And I guess what would you guys be curious about? Do you just want to know like what all these little gate towns are and where they?
I think we just go experience it, yeah?
So
Just
I
Or
guess
any
we-
we should avoid.
anything
It'd be good to
should-
fill out our. Oh,
Well, questions about avoiding things. That's a good idea.
The one Zerali is from.
So
We just have to
What's
kill you before we get there.
Zathier
No.
Zathier looks around at you all and says, well, each gate town is associated with one of the outer planes. As I said, we have Automata, which is associated with Mechanus. And then, of course, we have the gate towns associated with the upper planes, like the Beastlands, Isgard, Elysium, Arborea, Bitopia, Arcadia, Celestia.
Bitopia.
But
Let's go to that one.
It's
But
June. We
also-
have to go there.
there are gate towns to every outer plane of the lower variety. Gate town to Archon, Gehenna, Sari, Hades, the Nine Hells, the Abyss, Pandemonium. Not places that you typically want to go, and as you can imagine, their inhabitants in those gate towns are influenced by the outer plane that they are connected to.
It's not that
Yeah.
bad.
I don't think we're trying to leave this place. We're just trying to get information.
Correct.
Always seems to be that whenever we try to do a simple task, it always turns into something bigger. So, whatever the quickest way to get this done and get some answers.
Almost like we're on some sort of adventure.
Dathier goes around clockwise from Automata, naming off the different towns, letting you all know what they are. So, next is Fortitude, which is the gate town for Arcadia. Then you have Celsior, which is the gate town to Mount Celestia, followed by Trade Gate, which is the gate town by Topi. You have Ecstasy,
All
Let's
right.
go.
which is the gate town associated with Elysium. The gate town of Faunal, associated with the Beastland.
Called it in my head. Didn't
The
get to say
gate
it out loud.
town of Lania, Arbori. Gate town of Glorium, associated with. Then start to descend in the lower plane. Daus. Gate town to Limbo.
Nice.
Bedlam. The gate town to Pandemonium. Plague Mort.
Oh, God.
Gate town
That's-
to the Abyss.
All right.
Cursed. The gate town to Carceri.
Which
Then
itself
you
is a
have-
Latinization of curse. That's funny.
Then you have the gate town of Hopeless,
Or chains, I guess.
which
Oh my
takes
God.
you to Hades. You have Torch, brings you to Gehenna. And the lovely town, gate town of Ribcage,
Just
taking you
joking.
to the Nine Hells. Last but not least, gate town of Rigus takes you to Archon.
All right.
There is a lot.
So you recognize, though, that there are, there are specific gate towns that were called out in the memory bank.
Yeah, but I also think it seems pretty clear if he's seeking out the March of the Modrons, Automata may be a good place to start.
So give me a history check, Eli, about that.
Okay. Yeah, this being the engineer as well, like this is
Yeah,
all
you can have advantage on that.
the what do you call it? Why can't artificer? And specifically the background on like tinkering. Did you say history?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. All right.
Yeah, you've heard of this, but you don't really understand. You've heard of it in passing, and just thought it was a tavern tale. Heard of it by a bard that sang it at a tavern and something like that. And all you know is a bunch of these mechanical marching in a line or something like that. Kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh, this is all quite. It's like seeing a fairy tale come to life in front of you. That these are all gate towns. These places. I leave the order up to group decision, but that'd be my vote.
I just say we go Automata and then we just go north and we just hit each town on the way.
Yeah, maybe we leave the ones down below out of it.
Well,
Unless we really need to.
fortunately, as your Emir has stated, they're missing information on Cursed, Rigus,
Ah, damn it.
and Cursed and Rigus. The rest of
Out
them
of those?
Automata, Celsior,
Okay.
Faunal, Florium, and Sylvania.
Those are all fine.
Well, then we could go Rigus first, since we don't need to go to Ribcage.
Why don't we just leave those ones for later?
Not that bad.
The Thea looks to you all and just says, "Well, you just tell me where to go, and
Let's start
Castellan will
Automata.
take us there."
Gotta
Didn't
say though,
appreciate
the Modrons, they give me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh my god.
They're not.
Can you even get heebie-jeebies?
I suppose it's more of a feeling, right? Not like a physical one, but like a mental one, right?
You good? You know, if you let me poke at that, I might be able to get rid of that reaction for you.
Maybe later.
All right, I
I
don't
know,
group,
just-
group vote, whichever. Are all the
Never
same to me at this
been-
point.
A super big fan of the just do what they're told to keep order types. You know?
Well, you and me have that in common at least.
Yeah, you know that the Modrons are, yes, they are all originate and are created by Grand Machine. And they are, there's like Modrons, Duodrons, Tridrons, Quadrons. They all going all the way up to like major number, big ones. But
Like what?
I think there's at least like a Decadron.
The old Demidum?
Yeah.
John Tron.
Dude. So, you want to chart a course? Where would you like to go?
Let's go.
Put it to the vote. I say Automata. Rigus sounds fine too if you guys want to go there. But
Do we each get 3 votes?
I don't understand.
Well, I think it doesn't matter because they'd probably all vote the same.
We don't know that.
Yeah, but do you want to take the time to figure it out?
We don't know.
I don't I have memories of one other me at the moment, and I don't trust that guy.
Look,
You know,
the
that's-
other two me's are idiots. Let's just go on.
You know, that
That
actually
makes
brings
three.
makes up a point. You all kind of know some of your aspects. I have no idea what else is out there for me.
You want to
Kinda
find out?
frightens me. No,
I was just gonna say.
I will take
We
that
said
in.
that. Yes.
I will take that in stride when the time comes, if it does. But I don't
Right.
understand what those others might be.
Just gonna like look past Eli and like out the window and see how high the drop is.
But actually, like, forgive me for prying, or fuck it, I'm gonna pry no matter what. What connection do you have to those others? If you look over to, fuck, Zeri. Oh no, not Zeri. Zerali. Goddamn. You're the one who knows the most of your others. I don't think you're most likely to tell me much. But what binds all you?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
You have multiple forms that come back when you die. How are you all the same? Or what changed? What binds you all together? What keeps you the same entity? Do you know?
Well, not specifically. But all of us do have this, and she would kind of lift her hand, and the back of her hand is a tattoo of like a key pointed downwards with like circular gates around it.
Is that it's like a symbol I would recognize or something personal?
It's probably more personal.
Well, what does that exactly mean then? That's the thing that y'all have in common.
It's a family thing.
I only know of one other me at the moment, but it seems to be the connecting thing for us is this, and I pull my gun off my back. This seems to be the thing that carried over from him to me.
You think you might have been different soldiers who all carry the same weapon and tied together somehow? I don't understand how that works.
It's more different paths that we took in life, I think. Because I was a factory reject. And the previous one, the little bit that I got from what I have memories of his, was a devout of the factory, per se.
Oh, that's interesting now. Huh. Of course,
Really wanna see
Stockover.
what other type of cat you are.
You will get the chance someday, I'm sure, but I am very wary.
I'm
need
gonna-
to keep my skin as it is.
Glance to Zerali.
Zorali's already figuring out how to easily kill Eli.
I am slowly pulling the rifle down. No funny business.
I already have
Stock,
my
yeah.
rifle.
While you guys are doing, I'm going to look over Stock. Do you have any idea? We've not seen any others yet. But you have any indication? I have no idea. Well, actually, no. I take that back. What you said, Noel, gives me an idea what might be where I am, well, tied to. But we'll have to see when the time comes.
Would it be a defining moment in your life?
You might say that.
Interesting.
I can think of a couple, but there's one that really stands out.
I'm gonna guess
Ooh.
it's when you were litter trained.
I'm cocking my rifle.
That is to say, it even is.
Oh, you guys are so racist. All right, I'm gonna go down, sit downstairs, take a little shut eye while we get going.
Racist?
As you walk to the ladder, Eli,
Yeah.
you hear somebody coming up, and the incubus climbs up the ladders and arrives with a platter of grilled cheeses, with one of them in his mouth. They're like munching one. Where's some grilled cheese?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely take one.
yeah, I'll grab one on my way down. Thanks. Still don't trust you.
You're pretty cool.
The succubus shouts down the ladder and just says, "It's probably for the best."
Wait, should I eat this? What'd you put in it?
Whole grain bread and cheese.
Would you relax?
Sorry,
It's not
on the
gonna
word
kill us before getting paid.
on the word cheese, Eli's eyes go wide.
Chibi noise.
Yeah.
Continues.
All right.
I can't eat. I appreciate the
I'll take
Intense,
his, and I
though.
just grab another one.
Yes, I will spend the time on my own, moping downstairs, eating my grilled cheese.
Okay. So Arxis comes upstairs. As you go and find a spot at the table, you just hear the two, Steve and Chadigan, just like sitting against the wall, just kind of being like, "What do we do now? I mean, killed our boss. These guys are our."
Yep, I'm gonna head down as well, and overhearing them, I'm just gonna be like, "You guard the castle while we're away."
How's the pay?
The pay is you get to eat and live here for free.
They both look at each other. You can tell they're not the smartest apples. Look back at you. One bed or two?
Depends on how gay you are.
I think it's one, but you decide what to do with it.
Look at each other. Back at you. All. Bye. Look at each other. Bro. Open a door and there's just a bed.
Have fun.
Well,
You could be
Boy, guys.
qualifier for 1 beta raise after 6 months probationary period.
How do you even know that joke?
We
So,
are familiar with labor laws for some reason.
Oh no, are you the OSHA slime? That'd be great.
As Stock says that, Zarali narrows her eyes and steps away.
I love the idea of a hive mind that is just a branch of a government. Just a specific, like, organization within a government.
That's pretty great. I enjoy that mental image.
Oh no, one would be the IRS!
So Zathir hovers over the Castellan table again. Holographic shifting model map. As the statue that is behind the table, its arms gesture, and it looks, its head cranes and looks to you, Zalari and Doc, kind of cocking its head curiously, asking, as if to ask, what is the destination?
Do we want to check Automata? Because that seems pretty cool. If it's not there, I want to go all the way to the east side of the map. So that's my two
Yeah,
points are.
might as well. We're here.
So, with that, your nods to the Castellan. Castellan sits back against the wall, rests its head into the book that's back there, and sets its arms down along the map. Watch as a line, laser point, emanates from the top of the little model castle map diorama and points to the town of Automata. Feel a shift, but those downstairs in the kitchen feel it as well, as almost hear the grinding noise of stone as one of the towers or legs lifts into the air, and it's just, you all sway. Eli, you have to kind of catch your plate as the grilled cheese plate slides across the table. You hear Chad again, and you've like, "Whoa, shit!" fall off the beds or whatever. They just fall on the floor in the room that they're in. The castle starts to move fairly quickly, and it starts to stride, and it picks up speed and starts to more or less just walk across the outlands. Looking out, you can see various environments stitched together, kind of how how things were described initially, where you see like beautiful forests of rainbow-colored, craggy wasteland that are just like abutted up next to each other, long stretches of pink and purple and thing just starts to the castle Ledcaru just starts to move forward towards a destination.
Well, I guess we just kill some time now.
The castle moves at a fairly decent pace. It will. Let's see. I think it moves like. Yeah, it actually moves pretty quickly for a giant castle. Oh, and actually, the first thing that happens is that it rumbles, and you feel yourself raise into the air because the castle was still on. Right. So, looking out, you are now like 60 feet in the air, on the level that the kitchen is. It gets even higher up as, of course, you go up. And it begins walking, and this is kind of just a cool little stat. It walks at a rate of 12 miles an hour, which is pretty dang good for a big ass castle.
Considering 24 miles is a day in D&D normally.
12 miles an hour is
Hauls ass.
15 and a half feet per second. So that's 95 feet per turn.
Yep. Big steps, dude. Big steppies.
This thing sprint.
No.
Oh,
It
God.
does seem that it has one gear. It has one gear and one gear only.
No gallop. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum.
Oh god.
Yeah, dunk, 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 dunk,
We'll
dunk,
turn
dunk.
it into a giant Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the day goes by, and well, why doesn't somebody give me 3d6? Well, 3d.
That was
Cool.
a terrible roll.
Consistent.
Assistance.
Very good. Like it. So about a week passes as the
Oh.
castle strides across Outland. And this is odd to you, because according to the map, it looks like you were very close to Automata. And even when you go and look at the little diorama map that is upstairs,
Bro, it's only 36 feet away.
weird.
So
Wild.
it's an entire week of travel then.
Yeah.
So sleeping in the castle, just that's so okay.
And you're passing
Interesting.
by multiple environments and things like that. And as I stated before, things look a little bit, it feels off. Where like the distance, even on the little diorama map, your castle figurine moves kind of at the pace that you would expect it to take 6 days. It feels like time and space within the Outlands is not finite, and multiple times, Eli, I would assume that you'd be somebody who would like be taking watch or like out the windows of this as you travel over the
Absolutely.
environs.
Yeah.
You'll look in a distance, you swear you see a chunk of land just kind of just appear. Like you see basically like a mountain range next to what looks to be a like low shrubland, like prairie type of thing, and then suddenly in a blink of an eye, a like low-lying swamp just rises out of the ground in between those two like borders.
God damn.
That seems
would be hard.
healthy and normal and safe.
I'm
Yeah.
glad we're in this thing. This would be a hell of a time on foot. If we're spending this much time traveling, I would like to do one thing.
Go ahead.
Without going too much in detail, is I want to try to spend as little time as possible with everybody, but trying to just go through and like an investigator thing, to ask questions like, where were you before this? What do you remember? Trying to fill out the blank spaces when we all woke up. And I'm not sure if this can be based on what people know or what, if there's roles or what makes sense to try to piece that together.
Zorali
can.
would give him the runaround just for the hell of it.
I get so frustrated. No, you already told me about your time in this and the goddamn sin den. Now, can you please go back to what you were doing? And
But
exactly.
that was one time. There's multiple times.
Oh God, were you a frequent visitor?
Why does that bother you?
No, it just complicates. 'Cause you got to tell me about each and every encounter. Now, can you please move on? And then, yeah, continuing on that kind of aggravated inquisition. So whatever makes sense here, given the storytelling and where we're at. But I figure with a week, that'd be absolutely within my focus. It would be to try to get more information, and very much not trying to make friends with anybody. Just very kind of gruff and formal.
Null is just going to act like we're already friends. Because everybody is Null's friend.
That's better than
Zorali.
Zorali.
Zorali acts like you're already enemies.
Well, that one's correct at least.
I guess Null's less like everybody's my friend and more like I'm willing to get along with anybody as long as they don't, put me in danger.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now I have in my mind, I Porkins, talking with Stock is just long periods where we're just staring at each other and nothing's being said, and just trying to figure out what the hell's going on inside your body.
Would you would you like to touch me?
Yes,
Do it.
I will. Absolutely, the cat like paws, just kind of like back, like it's like just a little slap just to get a little.
Then I'm just imagining
touch.
just like the repeated bap on like the
Yeah,
gelatinous
jiggling.
Yeah, it's just jiggling.
You
Like,
may have
there's
noticed I said me. It's because I we have discovered that it makes everyone else uncomfortable if we don't use that word.
I don't know, what would you use other than we?
Would you like
Most-
us to blink too?
It would be less unsettling.
Like some squirting of like the gel will kind of just squirt back onto the fake eyes. Just
Oh.
my our eyes are re-moistened. Does this comfort you?
I'm just staring. Yes.
That's worse.
Have you ever referred to yourself as a singular, though? Why is that off-putting?
We don't know. We were born, presumably, only a couple of days ago.
I see. Curious.
When you say we, do you mean that there's multiple consciousnesses inside you?
Do you see them?
You're
You're translucent, are we not?
But a consciousness is a concept and not a physical thing.
We don't know.
Helpful.
Are you like in your mind talking to yourself?
Sometimes.
Interesting.
So we are of one mind when we talk.
Huh. And you were born yesterday, you said.
Or a few days
When we
ago this
when we woke up in that bit of a slaughterhouse.
Yes.
That's your first memory. Curious. All right. I don't know how you're tied into all this. Are you old?
To be fair, my memories were very hazy when I awoke. Well,
No,
when
I-
he awoke, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, same. I have no idea what else is out there.
I just have one core memory of my own, essentially, and an understanding of my personality. And I have a core memory of his, and an understanding of his personality, and that's about it.
It was strange because I can remember pretty well as I grew up through, well, through a time, and then there's a great blank there.
Perhaps it's because you grew up and me, like, our friend here, our friends here, was made.
Yeah, it's curious. Memories are a funny thing.
Oh,
Because Raleigh's just not forthcoming at all, so I'm just whatever.
Did I tell you about the 7th time?
I think it's
No,
on
we
my
would
notes.
like to
right
hear it,
between-
though.
Stock. God damn it.
But
All right,
we do not know this. We're learning everything.
Okay, you go have a good talk with Raleigh. She'll give you plenty of
Oh, yeah.
details for you to. Okay. Yeah.
As
I'm
we're
gonna go
traveling, Zarali could tell everything to Stock, and Stock would just sit in rapture, amorphously
We're still in a small
enraptured.
room and just keep hearing that story being told. And I'm just trying to take a nap. It's like, God damn it, I've heard this 4 times.
Raleigh now likes Stock. Stock is good
Stock
people.
stonks up. Yeah.
Except for
Stock comes from good stock.
Okay. But yeah, I guess that would pretty much be it because I sell the bottle of whiskey I stole or bought or whatever, and then yeah. Oh, I guess I would have definitely spent this time kind of reshuffling some of my tinkering around.
I have a question.
Since the level up. Yeah.
Who would be taking time with?
I would probably, just because I'm holding on to it and I've got nothing better to do.
All right, so eventually you become attuned.
Neat.
Oh boy.
And upon attuning to it, you learn a little bit more about what you're going to need to do fix broken information.
Oh, that's good.
So, you are going to need planar precision. The Mimir must be in the place it is receiving data about. In this case, it needs to be, in the case of a gate town, so any of the missing information on gate towns, means being within 5 feet of a gate town's portal to its associated plane. Null, being attuned to the Mimir means that you will record a description of the location and your impression of it.
Interesting.
All right, we're doing Yelp reviews now.
So understanding that, I'd be like, does anybody else want this? I am not the person to be saying anything.
Doc would stick a glob out.
I would.
Wait, Stock, could you humor me with this? Could you put that into your body where your head is, so you have a glowing skull we can all see?
Yes. Would that make you more comfortable?
Kind of. I mean, is that insensitive? I don't know.
I'm just gonna, instead of putting it in his hand, I'm just gonna hold it up to his face and.
It'll just be a kind of shimmering as the kind of more goes over it, getting a little bit on your hand. Kind of pulls it back in.
Perfect.
Skull is upside down.
Yeah, I think that's an improvement. I like that.
Very stylish.
It does seem like you're the right kind of out of the four of us to be the one that's interpreting and feeling out things, since you're so open to experience. So perhaps this is the right choice.
Yeah, I just talk like shit. Don't want anything I say recorded.
Well, at least, I guess that means, sorry, so go back to the mechanics of it. It means that we need to stand close, within 5 feet of the portal for a certain amount of time.
You need to be within
And
5
then-
feet of the portal and then enter in information, meaning that you need to then record a description of the location and your impression of it.
Oh, I see. So you're basically refilling the data bank with your
Yep.
your take. Got it.
This place is a town full of Modrons that leads to Mechanus through the portal. My impressions of it are that it sucks ass.
You're not so Raleigh.
I'm curious to see what
No,
Stock
but I
has to say
would
about all
find
this.
a Modron society to suck ass.
Well, I guess we'll figure it out when we get there. Do we know anything about how welcoming they're going to be to outsiders? And I would direct that question to our friendo who's driving this thing.
Right now,
Yeah. Like, what should we expect at Automata? Like,
Automata?
Automata.
Well,
Automata. Yeah.
it's
Near
a
a
town
tomato.
of extreme organization. Quite interesting. I've studied it quite extensively. They are almost obsessive with order. And I hear, well, that there is a counter order to this, to the upper town. Some call it the, well, Seeds of Chaos. They all are in a place called the Inverse, underground complex of tunnels and machinery that runs beneath the main town of Automata. But sometimes it is nice to have order, but it gets a little bit tedious, as I think you will see.
Tedious is an understatement.
Do we need to be wary of aggression, or do we need to just sign in, or where are we finding this portal in this town?
It's in the center, and, well,
Right.
I don't know much about the process, but I'm sure that the Modrons that run, well, don't take too kindly to getting out of line.
I see. All right. So, don't get in the way. Don't interrupt the order. And kind of stay small and out of the way and should leave us alone, you think?
Ideally, yeah.
Easy enough. I want this to be a quick mission. Get in, get information, get out, and keep going.
So, now that Doc is a lovely air body, doesn't take too much longer before the castle comes to a halt. You all feel it. Books kind of shake on the shelves, plates clatter in their plates clatter in the cabinets, and your lovely succubus chef, he catches a piece of like bacon that flops out of the pan that's cooking. Almost our breakfast. Here comes down. We've arrived. Did I lower the castle?
Sounds good.
There's a brief
I'm
moment as
ready
they
to
go
go
back
down.
upstairs, and you feel the castle descend later. With a loud thud, feeling it in your legs, like everybody just kind of stumbles as unless you braced for it, as the castle sits down. And you look out the windows, and you can see out there the rigid and orderly town of Automata, rising from a kind of desert area before you.
What do we see of the town? Is it hustling, bustling, prosperous?
Yeah, you can see that there are folks going in and out of the front gate of this town. Mostly they seem to be Modrons, so robotic clockwork folk. And there, you shake your head as you kind of like look down the look in the gate, and it's kind of almost an optical illusion, as you swear it just looks like the streets go like infinitely. But
Oh,
you
it's like
realize-
that.
yeah, you
perspective
realize
thing.
it's
no.
just because everything is precision, like everything is ordered like precise.
Hopefully, they're able to help us.
I think it's probably in our best interest just to stay out of their way, but let's see what they do when we get closer.
I'm gonna throw my hood up.
One thing that you do notice, that towering over the center of the city, you see a gigantic toothed gear, like rising vertically out of it, and you can see that there is some sort of shimmering portal in the middle. You barely see these of these like right angle, well ordered buildings, and the gear is slowly ticking. You can almost feel it reverberating. Null, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so
Not great.
as you are all looking out at Automata, Null, you slowly feel your foot start to tap in with
Oh.
the ticking and turning of the great gear in the center of Automata.
This is why I hate this shit.
And you didn't even notice it, but the cadence of speech that you talked about, saying tap, tick as the great.
Huh. I just try to keep it in check, I guess.
I will do my best.
That's all we can ask.
Just go with the flow, as we always say.
All right. The
This-
Seer
this- yeah.
looks to you all and says, "I'll keep the castle warm whenever you're done giving Mosaic Mimir more information, come on back. I'm sure Seer will have some sort of meal ready for you. I'm imagining the succubus is just like constantly like shirtless, kiss the cook apron on, and just
Yeah.
I imagine there's nothing on under it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
yeah, he just turns around, just ass out. I'm like, oops.
Yep.
Hotcakes and bacon. All right. What is the party doing? You're sitting in the castle and you see Automata before you.
I think we start walking. I'll take the lead on this if anyone
Okay.
doesn't mind. I'm just gonna try to.
I'm gonna apologize right now. I'm not gonna be able to go any slower or any faster than marching pace.
Then I
You
guess
gotta
we
go
will
step.
be at that pace.
Luckily, it's
Yeah.
not too detrimental. A pick of the great gear is fairly. It's not super duper slow, but everything is on a rhythm. And actually,
It's probably actually
even if
best to
even
stick
if
with
the even if the great gear was ticking at like a slower pace, it's just like if you were doing double time and still had half your your every other step on pace with the click of the gear, it'd still be like in line.
Yeah, it's just that I have specific paces I can be at.
Exactly, yeah. So, as the party approaches, you see rigid beings moving purposefully through Automata's perfect street grid. Most travel in sync with the reverberating rhythm of the great toothed gear that rises like an arch at the gate town system. As you near the community, your Mimir rattles energetically in Stock's body, and the glow in its eye sockets pulses in time with the pervasive ticking. So imagining Stock, he just has this strobing vroom, 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 vroom.
Oh god, it's probably not even just being stable inside stock, so it's just kind of slowly turning around and strobing. It's a very slow skull disco ball.
Love it.
I love it. Great.
So,
This is also again straight from Futurama when they go to Bot Planet and trying to fit in
oh
as
yeah.
we're walking through the
Yep.
town. This
I
entire
unfortunately
campaign is
didn't.
very Futurama
It is very Futurama,
adjacent.
you're right. So,
Yeah. I like
um,
it.
as you travel through the streets of Automata, it is unnerving how rigid, also kind of flummoxing and confusing as to why the hell they keep the organization in way. You're walking down this block, and you realize that every shop is a textile shop. And then you go down a right-angled turn, and you look and you see that every shop on the next block is a butcher's shop. All next door to each other. All the same trade. All organized beautifully.
And are all the shops, well maintained? Is there significant variation between them, or is it just like this one is the same, but now it's in blue?
So every building is identical. Or at least nearly identical. However, everyone is the signs on it are like so it's like it would be like Bartholomew's blacksmith, and then there'd be like fucking Steve's blacksmith, just like all like the fiery dragon blacksmith, the goblin's hammer blacksmith, all of that just like right next to each other.
That's amazing.
So I would imagine, given my background and stuff, I probably have found a way to snap myself out of this. I'd like to find, if I can, like a wire or something, an electrical wire or something, like going down like a wall
Yeah.
or something like that. And I'd like to walk up to it, take out my blade, cut it, and shock myself.
Sure. Yeah, give me a D4.
Yep. Ugh.
You take 1 lightning damage as you shock yourself, and the pervasive rhythmic mechanical metronome kick dissipates for a moment. Give yourself basically electrotherapy.
Finally. Ugh. Hate that.
Yeah.
Only been 726 strobes. We don't see what the problem is.
It's too many, man.
Well, I appreciate you having your free will back. You may not be blended in quite as much.
That's fine. I don't want to blend in.
Well, all right. Let's just stay vigilant. Let's keep our way towards. I think. I got to turn around. I think the gears are sort of this way.
Yeah,
It imagines it's a grid, right? So we have to kind of work our way over.
Yeah, you can see it towering, but you follow the grid. It's fairly easy to navigate, and you realize as you hear like folks talking as you move through these streets, the residents here, they like the idea that everything is in specific locations. You hear two like robotic duodrones talking to each other as they move down the street with like a bag full of vegetables and like a bag full of I don't know, like some textiles and things like that. They look at each other and it's like, isn't it wonderful that we can just go to a single location to find the best of all goods at one point in time? It is extremely efficient. Yes, efficiency at its best. I like going to the blacksmith block to get my blacksmith goods in one fell swoop. Yeah, for them, it just makes sense. You just have all of your goods and locations in one spot. Easy. You don't have to go across town if you want to have figure out where to buy the good stuff.
Yeah, this is definitely not setting right with Eli. Too structured. Too
Well,
top down.
if that top down and structure doesn't sit right with Eli, about 5 minutes later, the party arrives in the center of Automata. As the massive hog rises above you, you're all in awe as suddenly you bump into like a group of people. And looking down, you see there is a forest of stanchions creating a mile-long path to the great mechanized gate at Automata. Hundreds of travelers stand in queue, seeking to pass through the gate to Mechanus. Amid the line, Modron overseers orchestrate the orderly, sluggish procession.
Oh no. This is the worst thing ever. I mean, I'm sure we'll just get in line, but I'll turn around to you guys. I don't think we got time for this. We just gotta get close, right? We just gotta figure out how to make this work.
Yeah, about that.
There's some,
Yeah,
I
so
just
you
want
see
to
some
get in line.
you see some interesting looking individuals that are kind of like, well, some of them hover above. Let me see. No, they're just kind of like walking along. These guys. Oops. These dudes.
what? I didn't realize there's like eyeballs in the arms.
Yeah, there's also a turret in this.
Those are mouths. I thought it was a mustache.
No.
Jesus.
It's so confusing. It's just like an angry octopus with every sentient tentacle.
But it's
Starfish.
mechanical. It's like mechanical nature, right?
Yeah. You can see that there are 5 bodies attached to it.
Huh.
And then, well, there's this one at the center, imposing, standing in front of the gate.
Okay. It's got feet. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. This one has 8. No, 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah,
I count
9.
10.
Oh, there's the 10th in the front. Yeah. I didn't see the one who's like holding it. So those have 5 limbs. This one has 10. I'm assuming that's the order of power. Or at least importance.
So as you get in line, the citizen in front of you, sitting there kind of craning their neck, looking fine as slowly they step forward one step as somebody gets let through. You can see that they have a stack of papers, clutched in there.
Is up here an actual path over?
Yeah.
Zarali's gonna jump over it and just walk down it.
Immediately there's a noise as one of these 5 armed things quickly like makes their way over.
I am undeterred.
Halt. You are
I-
cutting the line.
No, I'm not. This is not part of the line, nor does it have anything on the ground to suggest that it is a one-way path.
This is for officials only.
There is no sign stating such.
The 5 eyes look around. We will put up a sign soon.
But until that's the case, this is not a sign, or this is not a path for officials. So I believe you should let me by.
Do you have your access papers?
I just want to look. I'm not going through the gate,
You may not approach the gate without access papers.
motherfucker.
Do you have gate access permit?
And a Memoron. Or Mimir. That's what it is.
Mimir.
A Mimir is not a gate access permit.
Maybe I don't have one, but I would have thought Zarali would have one. I probably don't have it anymore, is what I mean. I should say.
Overhearing this, I'm still in line with, I guess, Stock. Are you in line still too? Just to hold place while we figure out what we're doing. Because I know there's in front of me, there was one of the monodrones with paperwork. I want to try to read over his shoulder to see what I can read off of that.
Yeah, no, that history check is bad. I was hoping to remember some stuff about procedure and, like, the very long list of rules in order to get around this, but no, that is a bad history roll.
We do not have paper.
You still there, Skuz?
Mm-hmm. What was the question?
Oh, I was trying to read over the shoulder of the monodrone in front because they were holding papers to see if I could see what was on the paper.
Give me a perception check.
Ah, 20.
Okay. So, as you take a look, you can just see that it is a very succinct access permit. Gate access permit for, and it has their name, aka a name printed there. It says good for 10 days. Travel through Automata portal to Mechanus.
Okay, I'm gonna try to memorize kind of the template of the side, like format of it. Is there any indication on there of like a priority?
Nope.
Yeah. All right. I'll tap them on the shoulder or chassis or whatever. I don't know how monodrones look. Excuse me there. How long have you been in line, and how long do you think this will take to get to the front?
I just got in line. I've gone through here before. It shouldn't take that long. Last time it took me about, I don't know, 20 hours.
All right. Okay. Yeah, not a problem.
You look and you can see, as Eli, as he says that,
Yeah.
this individual says that, you can look and get like 5 crisscrosses up. There's like somebody like jumping up and down, like obviously really having to go to the bathroom terribly.
All right.
And
Okay.
meanwhile,
Yeah.
up north, the Pentadrone who's accosting and stopping Zarali states, if you do not have a permit, or an access permit, gate access permit, they can be attained at the Gate Travel Administration Building. This is nearby, and their pointed tentacle at like a large administrative looking building.
What permit do we need to just stand by the portal for 5 minutes?
Gate access permit.
But we're not accessing the gate.
Gate access permit.
But we're not accessing the gate.
Oh god, they're stuck in a loop.
Gate access permit.
But we're not accessing the gate.
While this is happening, I'm going to look over to Eli, and I'm going to test something. Eli would start to feel me trying to lift him. You can make a save if you don't want me to do that.
Oh, it's getting lifted.
Yeah, oh man, it's tough because I think instinct would be to no, avoid it. But if I see you doing something, I would hesitate for a minute and then just see what you. All right, fine, I'll go with the flow.
I would lift you up, like high enough that it's clear you're not like right above people, and then start moving you forward and see what happens.
Oh boy. Okay.
It's going well.
Oh no. Shit.
It's gonna get fucking
I'm about to
surface
become-
to air missiled.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
But he's technically not in line, nor is he in a path to head for the portal. He's in the air.
This is true.
Depends how far up these planes of the line exist or extend.
Well, there's no one flying in line.
No, we don't know
I mean,
how they operate.
Depends-
As I'm saying, as I'm just a cat in the air, obviously in long cat form, being pulled forward.
Obviously.
Okay, so you're how quickly is Eli moving in the air?
I can move. It's essentially 30 feet in a turn.
Okay, so you're going pretty quick. As Eli is floating in the air and you're moving him towards the gate.
Yeah, I can only move him 60 feet forward, but I'm just testing the waters.
Okay, as that happens, you see the large 10-armed Odron standing in front of the gate. You see rockets, or basically like fire and jets, erupt from its feet as it launches into the air as well.
Oh boy.
And you hear a booming voice call out over the long queue. Tabaxi, please descend. Please descend. There is no flying in this area. Tabaxi, please descend. Return to your line.
I can't. I don't know what's happening to me.
But you're flying!
Max, you do not have permission to buzz the tower.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, sorry.
This is your final warning.
Raleigh, you should probably put me down now.
3.
Oh,
2.
shit.
Alright.
I'm gonna try to. Can I resist it now? Or how's that gonna. I start struggling.
Put him down.
Okay, so you fall somewhere. You've been moving forward, so you fall somewhere within the middle of the line. There's a big kerfuffle and hubbub as a bunch of these citizens are just like, "That's not fair! Hey, he's cutting. Yeah, get to the back of the line, you damn cat!"
Oh, that's right.
Easy there. Easy,
Hold
buddy.
out.
I just got lunch. I did not try to cut the line. If you'll kindly. Oh, God.
So this
Yes,
guy,
officer.
yeah, he flies over and he takes his feet and he grabs you with his toes of
Oh, God.
this thing.
Why is
scruff of
everyone
your
picking me
neck.
up? God damn it.
You will return to your spot in the back of the line when he just starts like flying over the crowd just to the back. Thank you for your cooperation.
I just have this mental imagery of it flapping its tentacles to fly.
Dust myself off, put my hat back on my head. Any other bright ideas, Raleigh?
What if we were to... If it takes 26 hours to get to the front of the line for one person, it would, in theory, take 4 of us only 6 hours to do it for one person.
Just staring at you.
Okay, 3 appreciate your thoughts.
I have learned about math.
You know, the math's correct. Then I don't know if it's the correct application of such math.
Don't you tell him he's wrong.
I said no such thing.
So
So is that okay? So the Modrone, the 5-arm
okay.
ones are still here.
they are, and
Okay.
they've been directing Zerali to what looks to be, as I said, the imposing building that looks like the imposing administrative building, the gate travel building, travel administration building, to be exact. Where you see that there is, as the doors swing open, you can see there is another queue at door.
Oh, to get into that one. Oh,
Okay.
no.
So do we just
the
split the
individual
party to wait
stumbles
for them?
out? The individual stumbles out the door to the gate travel administration, holding a gate travel permit, a gate travel access permit, in their hands, and they say, "Let me just."
It only took me 48 hours. Made good time.
Okay.
I mean, are we in a rush?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm gonna give them a. They're just gonna flat. They come out and they say, "It only took me 3 days and 17 hours to get out of that."
Oh
place."
God.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Ugh. All right.
You know-
And then they get a tap on their shoulder as a Modron, like a lower level Modron, exits the building. Who it kind of is like the silly little robot has like a worker's, like a salaryman tie on, and taps the citizen on the shoulder and says, "Ahem. Upon reviewing your application form, you missed a checkbox on page 200 of stack 12. You must redo the forms." And the guy just collapses on the ground crying.
Oh man. Suggest we huddle out of line here real quick and figure out what we're gonna do. Out of line of sight of these over enthusiastic enforcers.
Yeah, the 5 eyes of the Pentadrone just are trained on Zerali.
Stock, we'll go up to one of the Pentadrones.
God damn.
Pardon us, we have an inquiry.
Inquiry away.
What is the optimal procedure for obtaining all forms you require as quickly as possible?
Gate Travel Administration building. Answer the preliminary questions to receive the forms. They are about the size of they are stacked to about the size of a halfling. Fill out these forms accurately and effectively, and you will be granted your gate access permit for 10 days of access to the Mechanist Gate. Thank you.
If we only need 1 day, do we only have to fill out 1/10 of the forms?
That is not how this bureaucracy works.
Oh. Math
Thank you.
sucks.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Somebody just shit themselves in line. I must take care of this.
Robot shit.
There's
As
people
the-
here too.
As the Pentadrone,
I mean, you would
Pentadrone
think
walks
that,
away.
okay, if you want order, you would have bathrooms. You can't have order without bathrooms. You got people just shitting on the floor. That's chaos. That's anarchy. What the hell is this place?
The thing is they don't shit, so they don't give a shit about the shit.
Yeah, no, they're just flawed. Yeah, these are flawed creatures that have to shit. For them, this is perfect
True.
order. As that Pentadrone leaves, you, Zerali, you feel a presence behind you as somebody approaches, and says with a, and has basically just gives a little bit, like clears their throat.
I would turn towards them.
You see a stiff-looking Githzerai man wearing a sharp uniform and wearing a sharper mustache approaching you.
Oh,
Looks you
hell
up
yeah.
and down, Zerali, and nods. Huh. You seem like you are in a bit of a hurry. business do you have in Mechanus? The rest of the party sees this there as well.
We don't have to get into Mechanus, right? Or am I?
No,
We
just
did
need to be
know-
at the portal.
Right, so I was about to say, if we're huddling off and like discussing stuff, I have an idea, but we'll let this.
So this guy just approached you.
Okay.
We're just needing to the gate. We don't need in Mechanus, but these
Huh.
guys are.
Interesting. You just need access to be near the gate and not in the gate?
Yeah, I figured going a path that they didn't have labeled, they would just, let it slide. But
No such case. However, well, I'm sorry, I must introduce myself. The name is Aristimus. I am the captain of Automata's guards and one of the members of Automata's ruling body, Council of Order. You seem to want to use the gate for something other than travel, which is interesting to me.
We just need to document it.
Documented you. For what reason?
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
Work.
it's work related.
Ah, I understand. Being good employees is admirable. I don't see the harm in admitting you to the gate. Of course, I'll have to convince the rest of the Council of Order of your intentions. If you take care of something that's been vexing us, then that gesture of good faith could make up all the difference.
Eli is it audibly groans. Okay, what could we possibly need to do now?
Does it involve the subjugation of free will?
Zerali is perfectly on board with a tit for tat here.
So,
You said tit.
there are discordant elements operating in Automata. One such individual is an outlaw named Beltha. She recently stole one of the logbooks for the Concordant Express. It's the Mechanus locomotive that arrives every day here in an Automata and takes individuals to other outer planes. This logbook contains timetables, passenger lists, manifests, and more, all very important information to our administration. Recover the logbook, and I'll see to it that you can use the gate as you require. And if you bring Beltha in, I will throw in a bonus.
They have to be alive.
Oh no, I will still pay you if they are dead.
Alright.
What if we just start asking some of those, whatever they are, inconsistent and illogical fallacies that they cannot answer? Will that scramble their brains?
Whose brains are you talking about?
The robots, those things, the big ones, ones stopping us from getting up to the gate.
Do not mess with my god.
I'm just asking.
They are able to discern. They are not able to be put into infinite loop situation. Not programmed that way by the great gear.
What if the logic tree is inconsistent and they cannot be answered? There's no loop.
Eli,
It's just look.
Why not? This is a favor for a favor. Simple enough. We get it done. We get what we need. We leave.
You're
All right.
overcomplicating it.
I
As
just
much as
don't
I
like-
hate to,
I don't like to be an errand boy, but if that's what we gotta do, so be
It's
it.
less an errand boy and essentially payment for what we want.
What else is but an errand boy?
You just described the principles of labor law.
I like how you don't want to be an errand boy.
You could be an
To
errand
get
cat.
to our errand that
This
we've
errand
been
is
sent on as an errand boy.
this errand is tertiary to the secondary objective, which gets to the primary, which is actually what I'm after. How
But
many
either
layers
way,
do we need to
we're
go down?
already doing errands. We might as well do whatever needs to be done.
And that's a dangerous recursive loop you're getting yourself into.
Oh my god. Okay, can you just give me a description of this person, please?
Aristimus nods and kind of smiles at the goofiness of the party. Of course. Beltha is a Githzerai like and operates in the underground tunnels known as the... If you return the logbook and capture Beltha, bring her to the Hall of Order alive, I will award you with 2,000 gold. If she's brought in dead, you get half.
Fair enough.
Beltha has a distinctive tattoo around her left eye. It looks like a shattered... disgusting.
Is any other particular...
Are Gith very rare in Mechanus?
No. Well, there are multiple Gith. Mechanus and Automata in particular. Also, getting into the inverse is not difficult. You can find your way down for many staircases, ladders, vents, or maybe just a drain in the sidewalk if you are that bold. And,
We are bold.
Super Mario.
well, as far as I know, Beltha has been previously meeting contacts at the Divine Machine Tavern. Maybe you should start there.
Divine Machine Tavern. Okay.
Would be a lead.
Anything else we should know about this particular outlaw, or any other atrocities that they have committed, or any other reason for them to be considered dangerous and or of
Will
irreputable
they try to
ilk?
kill us for bringing them in?
Yeah, that's more or less what I was getting at.
Well, they have known to be violent, and
Alright, go in, guns ready.
I'm a little more concerned about their... Well, that's fine. We'll figure it out.
well, best of luck on your search. And when you find this logbook in Beltha, please bring her to the Hall of Order, where we will be able to grant you access for your limited access to the Great Gate. I thank you for your service. Quite nice to meet some new folks that have deeds for us that others won't.
Oh, sorry. Hold up a second. Let me ask you one question real quick. As DM, did you put these tokens in here yourself randomly? That's my guess. Okay, it's a 16-bit puzzle.
What? No, no, I did. Yes, they are random. What are you talking about?
These are okay. Then it's just a coincidence. These all line up to be 16-bit things.
Your
There's 4x4.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's
What?
one that doesn't fit. Okay, there's one that doesn't fit.
That's wild.
If you break this into a grid of 4x4, each of those equivalents are a series of 4 by
These are all
8.
leaves.
My God, that's
Okay,
crazy.
anyways.
No, I just
Yeah,
copied.
so
I
it
just
would actually-
copy pasted a bunch of fucking.
Okay,
commoner
'cause there's a
tokens.
pattern. There's actually a pattern top to bottom which spells out a number.
There is a pattern, but I didn't.
Yeah,
because
so I think
just
it's a random
repeated
pattern.
Line of them. It's a repetitive pattern that I moved a few of them around. I love how they just fuck with you. That's great.
Wow.
It's one of those things where that's just the way the human brain works. You're not meaning to, but you're gonna put it in a pattern.
Well, like this here, right? These are bits.
Huh.
Anyways, okay, they're not intentional, but I thought it was on something clever. How do I delete that now? What the hell?
Modrons go after you.
Yep.
What?
So you get for drawing on their
Oh,
There we go. Okay.
on their clean shit covered floors.
Exactly. All right. So, Mr. Aristomus leaves, goes back towards the as you all sure what you want.
I would have asked where this bar was.
Aristomus points in the general direction where the
It's in the bar district.
the bar district. Multiple bars within bar district.
Would it be in the bar district or in the entertainment district?
Oh, good point. Sure.
Oh, hopefully it's a bar, not a saloon, because I have to go to the saloon district.
Yeah, or if it's an inn with a bar inside of it, that's in the inn district.
But it's actually within the inns with bars sub-district, so...
But then you also have to factor in the tavern district.
Mhm.
But the question is, what resolution that they're scaling this on? Then that's really where you need to drill down to.
I hate this
All I know
place.
is I want to go to the get the fuck out of here district.
Okay. Well, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break as you find the directions to the Tavern District, where the Divine Machine will be or is. We'll pick up there in just. It's
Forte.
It's a
Alrighty. Possibly walking them.
Momo has peed.
Momo has speed. All right, back at it. So, the party arrives fairly quickly by following rigid streets to the Divine Machine Tavern. Divine Machine Tavern is, well, kind of what you would expect. Giant cog-like tavern with a what seems to be some sort of restaurant in this.
So we're in the restaurant district.
No, it's a tavern. I guess there's a it's a subsidy. It's a tavern that has a restaurant, but with the tavern and inside of it, then it ends up being in the tavern.
Ah, I hate this place.
So it's a tavern. Does that mean that there are also beds upstairs we could rent for the night, or is that in the inn district?
Oh no, there are beds here.
Okay. Just sure. in case
Tavern
things get a
has
little too
both
rowdy.
a serving, has some sort of establishment for food or beverage, plus an area for rest and relaxation. An inn
Okay.
would just have possibly the rest and relaxation, no actual food and.
I like to imagine that the tavern is a tavern, or it's a restaurant in the restaurant district, and you go through a portal that leads you to the bar in the bar district, and then there's a portal that leads to the bedrooms in the inn district as well.
So,
If you read the book
you can see
Hyperion,
this place is extremely popular. There's a lot of people already here, but interestingly,
Are we supposed to be on a map, or are we just doing this through your mind?
oh no, don't worry.
Okay.
You arrive at the place. You walk inside.
I'd make sure there's no line to get inside.
No, there's not
Oh, wait,
actually. No line to get inside. It does feel like it is busy. It's bustling. There's a lot of people going in and out. However, it does seem to be not like a line to get in the door.
Head
And this is
inside.
all underground, right?
No, you're above ground.
Oh, this one's not underground. Okay, I thought we were going underground for some
no,
reason.
what
They
they
said
said is
there
that
was tours.
you're the person that you're trying to find is known to frequent. Divine Machine.
but had fled to the inverse,
But
or
is
whatever it's
some-
called.
But has a hideout in the inverse.
Okay,
You do not know.
got it. Okay, so we are above ground in this. Sure, understood. I think we just go in then, right? Is there any?
Nope.
If there's no line.
Well,
Say,
then.
why not?
Okay. I see what you're doing there.
Also there. But so you make your way inside, and as you enter the Divine Machine, you actually find yourself in the center first floor establishment, which is called the Congruent Cafe. So in addition to lodging, you can have a coffee here at the Congruent Cafe coffee shop. You walk in and you hear the mechanical clinking as monodrone baristas prepare beverages behind the counter. And you see a fussy halfling, shrewd and fussy halfling businesswoman. Seems to be running the establishment, moving from table to table, and seems to be scolding her employees who are not monodrone, like robot employees, for how inefficient they are and why can't they perform more than one task at a time. This is insane. You watch as as you enter the establishment, he like fires one of her employees on the spot.
Jesus, all right.
Because that employee wasn't
s-
able to carry two trays of piping hot coffees to it at once.
Hey, Stock, what were you saying about labor laws?
We don't know the laws here.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, if anybody's interested in a coffee, the place seems to have an abundance if needed.
Oh, I see. It looks like tables of 4, so we could definitely grab one of those and try to figure out our next plan. And I will, of course, order coffee, but it will be dark roast, plain, no sugar, no milk.
All right.
I'll have one too. Just kidding. I'm a
Eli,
robot.
sir, we have a question for you. We have been told that cats like milk are tabaxi, not cats.
You know, it's a question I get all the time away from my own folk.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear it when you said it those times.
I haven't.
I probably was not born yet.
Well, no. We are... Actually, what is the lore of Tabaxi? Are they cats or are they just cat-like? I don't actually know.
They're just like cat-like, I would say.
Cat-like. So it would
actually
imply
just
some
humanoid-
sort of
Like cat-like.
biological... There's some sort of evolutionary history that would overlap with it, but...
If you look up Tabaxi,
Or is it like it deals with gods? Because there's always like characters
created
that
by the
are-
Cat Lord, a divine being of the upper
Yeah.
worlds to blend the qualities of humanizing cats. Tabaxi are varied people. Some lands, Tabaxi live like the cats they resemble, naturally keep home in playful environments. In other places, Tabaxi live as other folk do, not exhibiting fun behavior. Cat Lord.
Very
But
cat-like.
maybe you are
That-
the
I would say that's
maybe
extremely
you are
cat-like,
of
yeah.
that breed, of the one that has shunned
Mhm.
the Cat Lord's wishes.
I think as we sit down over our coffees, however that goes, if we have a moment, I would say a little bit what I know about it, which is now what I just learned. But the history of the Tabaxi families that I've been from, whatever's just take from that as their gospel or whatever. But I never take it too much heart into that. We just are people just like anyone else. Just happen to look the way I do.
Oh, that makes sense to us. Thank you
hear,
for sharing.
You hear a
Oh,
ding
you're
ding
welcome.
as your piping hot black coffee ordered up.
I'll go grab it. I'll bring it back to the table because we're gonna sit here and
and
figure
have a
out
cigarette and a shot of vodka with it.
shot of vodka. That's the finished breakfast. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm going with the cowboy theme here. It's just a straight black coffee, tin cup.
I like
Yeah.
how the only difference between a French and a Finnish breakfast is
Is
you
a shot of
replace you replace the disdain for mankind with a shot of vodka.
It's pretty accurate. Yeah, that describes the Finnish people pretty closely.
The Finnish or the French without disdain for man.
So, taking the time to have a coffee and just serve the client well takes a little while as people, but fairly soon, you're the one.
Probably
Yeah.
passive of 19.
Yeah, with a 9 passive.
Oh, it's okay. What is it?
I
13.
think-
Yeah,
Mine's 15.
That was
I'm more of an
Obviously,
active
Oh,
listener.
passive.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad.
okay. So I think both Stock and Null, Stock, Null, and Zalari. Sorry, Eli, I'm just making this as person. You,
Oh, I got my coffee. It's fine.
Yeah, you're just sipping your coffee, and it takes maybe like an hour or two passes as folks go in and out of the coffee shop, ordering pastries, ordering flat whites, Americanos, all made. And like no matter what they order, everything always comes out at the exact same temperature. Great burrito, making pastries in the back, pulling perfect espresso from their. The three of those who are kind of keeping an eye on things, you see a dwarf for the establishment. And immediately you catch a glimpse of a tattoo on his arm that is of a broken cog.
Hmm.
The dwarf comes in,
That.
roars, like strides up to the bar and placing an order. Anybody doing anything?
I'm watching.
This is some good coffee.
I would nudge Eli and point.
Oh, all right.
You should not.
Seriously
point.
though, you should try some of this. They really nailed this down. This is good.
The dwarf orders a double shot of espresso, and you overhear a quiet conversation between the barkeep, or the owner, the halfling, who states, "Ah, the usual again, Zanuck. Double espresso, no sugar." The dwarf just kind of nods and gives a curt look over. Aye. It's the same, Belda. As always. Got a lot to do today. Going back down soon. Oh. Well, halfling nods again, and Zanuck gets his order up. There's a little ding ding as one of the little mechanical dudes places a small espresso cup on the table, and Zanuck downs it as a proper espresso drinker should, in one fell swoop.
We're getting life lessons from this campaign.
We actually got a little anecdote. When Erica and I were studying abroad in Florence, we were told actually by something. It was like a lesson we learned beforehand, like cultural stuff, which was like the proper way to drink an espresso isn't a single gulp. Like, it's because the culture is like, you go into your cafe, you get your espresso in the morning, you pay €1 for it, and like you don't fuck around at the bar because that's considered like rude. Like, basically, it's like if you got an espresso, you order espresso, they pull it, they make it perfect for you. You mix up whatever you want to do in it. They don't give a crap if you put like sugar or whatever in it. They will look at you if you put milk in it. That's bad. No, milk is fine in the morning. Milk in the afternoon is bad.
What the fuck?
Yeah, cappuccino after 11 is considered a faux pas.
Yeah, here's my faux pas. Judging people for enjoying life the way they want to.
It's interesting. It's less of a like judgmental thing. It's they think it's unhealthy.
Yeah, because
I
it's
mean-
so much healthier in the morning.
No, it's true though. It is unhealthy after 11, and it is unhealthy before 11.
But
No, I get it though. There are a lot of things.
it's
like
the
that.
milk
That's a
parts.
lot of
It's
cultural
it's
things,
basically
yeah.
like dairy after 11. It's like milk after 11 or something like that. It's some weird cultural thing. But yeah, you would go to the bar and you would just be like, you down your espresso and you leave, because there would be like, you would get looks if you like were there for longer than like 5 minutes.
Okay, wait. Milk after 11 is frowned upon when they are the pasta with milk-based sauce country?
Are they though?
When is
Like,
milk? What is traditional milk-based sauce? Actually, that's more
The
of a
most
French thing.
traditional one is bolognese.
Bolognese is milk
It's
based.
not milk. It's not milk based.
Bolognese is heavy cream.
Oh, what?
Okay, cream is, if it is cream, is different. But no, bolognese is not. Hold on.
Thinking about
I can't spell bolognese. Whatever.
bolognese definitely
Bolognese.
doesn't. I didn't think it had cream.
It's... Here we go.
From Bologna.
God.
White
Onion.
wine, tomato
Thinking about
paste.
Celery.
Tomato?
No,
Mm.
bolognese. Onion, celery, carrot, olive oil, beef chuck, pancetta, white wine, tomato paste, bay leaf, nutmeg, chicken stock, whole milk, and then pasta. Over pasta.
Okay,
It's as
it's
much whole milk as And that's a very Americanized one, I should say. But
Or you
I've
know.
seen some without any cream or dairy in it.
But point being is, he drinks his coffee. Zanuck drinks his coffee like a true Italian, and the dwarf puts the coffee, the little cup back on the table, gives a nod to owner, and flips a extra copper to the little monodrone who made them the coffee. That's a great.
They're cool. Now, is it the number of eyes that's important? I'm trying to figure out what the pattern is here.
it's the number of yes. Everything. It's the same number across the board.
Well,
Arms, legs, eyes,
Yeah.
wings.
In this case, it's one eye, and then on some of the other designs, it's like the pent ones are
They had 5 eyes, 5 arms.
5 eyes, 5 arms. And
10
I think the
the
10 one.
had also 10 eyes, 10 arms. So I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Mhm.
I'm getting lost in the sauce.
but here's the other.
That's
so
not
here's another
bolognese.
thing. This is a duodrone.
Oh, I just clicked. Can you link it again? Sorry, I clicked it quickly. 2 body segments, 2 eyes. Okay.
Okay.
God, that face is so smug.
So you all watch as the dwarf walks past you all.
Definitely would nudge the rest of us to probably follow. If that sounds appropriate. Which I imagine is the correct choice here.
Oh, what are you guys doing?
As I speak into the void.
What's going on?
I
Yeah,
don't
it's all
know.
up.
I think I was
I'm
arguing about
thinking-
cream and pasta.
Stop arguing about cream and pasta.
I'm not arguing. I'm just making statements.
Sidetracking.
Yeah, let's what the fuck is? Oh my god, I can't think of the word. Not ghost them. Follow along. What is it?
Shadow them?
Shadow. Holy shit! Why can I not think of that word? My
Okay,
brain is
shadow, ghost.
fried.
Shadow, ghost, and trail.
Okay. I need all of you to give me stealth checks.
Oh boy.
Excellent. I got advantage.
Can we be a puddle on their boots?
That'd
I
be
hate
funny,
that
actually.
part, by the way.
Everybody stealth check.
Oh yeah,
Question,
25, baby.
I believe I get advantage when I'm in dim light, something like that.
Are we in daylight? We're going outside though.
Yeah, but it's probably evening. Yeah. I don't
I'm
know.
in for a coffee.
Well, how does time work? Like we've spent a week here now. Does the sun rise and set? No, this is not a solar body. I don't know how things work here.
The time and stuff out here is weird. Okay. Well, all are stealthy. As you follow Zanuck down, yeah, you're able to follow him down into as he exits the little mechanis or exits the bar. So he exits the by machine, and he doesn't even like really look over his shoulder as he just rolls down right-angled pathways, makes his way down a alleyway that had a straight right angle, where there is a manhole or a drain cover crate at it that has been pulled off of its setting, kind of left side, and again, just hops over it, hops in. He puts his legs over the edge of it, and then he just climbs down and disappears.
It leaves it open or
Yep.
closes it behind him. Okay.
Leaves it open.
I think probably give it a few, maybe 10, 15 seconds, then follow, or maybe even 30 seconds. I don't know, based on how fast we're moving. Follow after them. At least Eli would be going to go after.
So, going down the manhole.
Yeah, well, look, peeking in
Yeah.
first. Take a look down to make sure there's not like some weird ambush set for us. But other than that, would keep going.
So, as you descend down, it looks like you watch as Zanuck he disappears down the thing. Then something, give me a perception check, Eli, if you're looking down.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take a peek first.
Okay.
Oh, good old Spike.
Something unusual happens as he's climbing down. So he's like, your typical climbing down a ladder, feet first. A little ways down, he very purposely stops and does like this strange kind of like, almost like spins himself on the ladder so his head is face downwards, and then continues climbing down, head down, till he reaches what looks to be like a catwalk type of thing, where he steps off the ladder and step onto the bottom of the catwalk. And
So it's like gravity reversed somewhere along that path, from my perspective.
Huh?
I'll just whisper to everyone. Yeah, things weird. Climbing the ladder, we gotta flip around. It looks like gravity switches direction halfway down or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. Let's go with us. Let's be careful. I'll take the lead.
You also noticed that as he descended downwards, no lights under. He turned on some sort of mechanical illuminating device, magical powered lantern attached to his belt. Let's see.
Oh, because it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
I got dark vision. That's fine enough for me. I'll go first. And just stealth my way down and do the same thing when I get down there. Is it when we're climbing down a ladder? Does it feel like it kind of pivots in the middle, or like is it I imagine it must at some point.
There's a moment as you start to descend downwards, feet hit wrong. You take one more step, Eli, and there is a strange tingling feeling as you pass through some sort of barrier. And suddenly you find that your foot is kind of almost weightless for a brief moment, and then feels like it wants to be pulled back up towards yourself.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like it's a okay. Sorry, I'm getting on a tangent. It's a discontinuity. It's not a continuous function of gravity. So there's an actual like transition point that.
It seems that you've passed through the like almost like a horizontal plane of gravity.
Yeah, delta function. Yep, we go. So I'll pass through and then crawl, or I'll turn around, which feels weird, and then crawl through it head first, same way, and then try to get to the same.
Yeah, give me
same
an
exit
acrobatics check. I want everybody to give me an acrobatics check.
Yeah, let's do this.
Or athletics, depending.
Oh! Oh!
Nice.
This is absolutely the cat freaking out on the ladder. Oh no.
This is a natty one with the knock and acrobatic. Agrobatic.
Just need the pork and roll.
Okay, my bad. I'm just gonna fall down the stairs. It's fine.
Nice. So,
sorry.
I think the reason why everybody succeeds, except for Eli, is because they see Eli fail so catastrophically.
Well, sorry, looks painful, but the cat's fine. This is it, though.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it looks bad, but then I'm like, it's a cat. It's fine.
Actually, no. So the funniest thing happens, actually, is that Eli, you... it's less that you fall, because if you fell, not like if you fall... Basically, everybody watches as Eli steps through this invisible plane of gravity, and as you try to swap your position so that you're now climbing up as opposed to down, you slip. And Eli is suddenly flung back and forth between the two planes. And he just got caught in a rung of the ladder that's basically like in the middle of the plane, and just starts kind of slowly spinning around this rung.
And then I have to, okay. So like it's completely like steady state, then I have to re-grab it and climb back through.
Exactly.
Absolutely, when I get to the catwalk, no pun intended, because you said it was a catwalk, I'm going to do the aggro lick and just like, all right, come on.
everybody else navigates the planal, the gravity plane shift well enough, and you make your way down to a catwalk below, where you get this kind of cool feeling / scene.
Huh. It is strange though, because it's like it's a plane where it inverts around it.
Kind of MC Escher sort of deal going on.
Yeah, and I wonder. I mean, both as a player and as Eli, I would be wondering how far does this inversion go? Like, it's time and space don't really make sense here, anyways. But it's kind of an odd thing.
Right. So as you arrive down the bottom, it gets dark. What are you guys going to do for light?
Dark vision.
Okay. Who here does not have dark vision?
Alright. I don't remember. Oozes are weird. I do have dark vision.
Have dark. Not have dark. Warforged is the only
Except
one who
I
didn't.
do have dark vision because I'm a Gloomstalker.
Oh, so yeah, no light needed, and that actually makes sense. So you see the light of dim light ahead of you, Derek or Zanuck, walking slowly down this catwalk. Now you reorient yourself to be more accustomed to being now upside down, more or less. As you are, go ahead.
Does Zanuck have a battle axe that puts people to sleep? Call it a Xanax.
Xanax. Very
That would be
good. Very good.
That'd be funny, actually.
Oh my god. Continuing onward, you make your way through. You're following, kind of trailing Zanuck down these catwalks and different areas. The inverse itself is interesting. It's a complex tunnel of an underground complex of tunnels, machines that sprawls beneath the organized streets of Automata, and it's a labyrinth down here. You can tell that it's basically just where things are 5 times as disorganized as they are organized. Everything is like strange. We're basically like angles of the stairs. You can see where stairs going up and down change, where things like, obviously they've taken into account the change of gravity and all those types of things. And basically there's a series of caverns filled with buildings and interconnected tunnels that are as chaotic as Automata is. As you're seeing Zanuck kind of bob in the periphery in the distance, you hear a sound of what sounds like a Modron, a little mechanical sound that's similar to like the baristas that were making coffee up above. Hello, nice to meet you. Then another second voice. Top of the morning. I am a robot. Third voice. Nice head you have there. Where did you get it? As
My people.
as you see coming out of the shadows, 3 Kinku
Aw.
hopping along and bobbing and cocking their heads at you all as they imitate voices of Modrons. They kind of hop and bob and get close.
Hmm.
Nice head you have there. Shiny. Very shiny.
All right, what are you birds doing? Come on.
Doc, give me
All
a
the way.
dexterity saving, bro.
Acrobatic? Oh, that was from earlier.
Hawkins.
Alright.
Hawkins.
I'm doing it.
Deck safe.
No.
Perfect.
You're
You automatically react as one of the Kenku tries to grab Mosaic out of his body.
Do not touch our skull.
Shiny head, we want.
Here, you heard the slime. No, skull's his.
Back off,
Our
Bob.
head.
We want the skull. It's ours.
No. No.
You know how it goes when cats meet bird, right? And I'll extend the claws on one of my hands at them.
Give me an
And
intimidation.
best keep moving on.
Give me an
It's
intimidation check.
Oh, I'm very bad at intimidation because I'm a cat. And I'm not very intimidating.
Come on.
8.
Use the
Cat claws. I with that fun speech, I'll give you advantage. Just roll again. Let's see what you get.
Okay. Okay. Where's? I just had it up. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm a double digits.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a little shink of your claws, Kenku all look at you. Look back at Stock. Look at the glittering skull in his ooze-like body. Fine. Don't need skull anyways. And they just fly and they just run off into the shadows.
Ugh, birds.
You barely catch as Zanuck rounds a corner and you hear a knocking sound on a heavy iron door. Dum, 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 dum.
Sorry, is this in vision to us where we're at now?
You don't see him because he just rounded a corner, but you do
Okay.
hear the sound of something knocking on.
Alright, I'll just make a note of what the pattern is in case it's important, but we'll probably stop here and listen. Unless anyone else wants. Again, I feel like I'm just like talking this whole time. And no one's doing stuff on this investigation necessarily, but that's what I would do.
Following.
I think you've got the best. Yeah.
Right. So, find you looking around the corner, you see the dwarf kind of bangs on the door. Hear him say, Alpha! Hey, Sonic, open up! There's a... as the door slides open.
During that, I would look to the others and be like I wouldn't say anything, but kind of just nod my head in that direction, realizing that it's not just the knock, it's also confirmation. So we
Yeah,
should probably
praise you.
chase after.
Yeah, I'll even if we're all here, it's like, yeah, if it goes hot, it goes hot. We know we're here now.
And I'll head that direction. I assume it's this direction. I could be wrong though.
I'll take
Whichever
a
way
look
it
too.
is. Okay. This is, by the way, before you do that though, I love the detail in this random machinery here.
Mm-hmm.
There's like this, the funny little circuit patterns. Like it actually all adds up. Someone spent some time on this.
Nerd.
Shut up.
Is it nerdy to appreciate art?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. You got me.
So, you run in.
Yeah, I'll be. I've looked. It sounds like Noel's going in first. I'll fall behind, and I don't know where. I probably take the back. Actually, I don't be near the front of this as we're going in hot. If we're going in hot,
I can go towards the front.
makes sense.
Yeah. I assume that none of us are of the opinion that we're discussing anything here. We're just finding our mark and taking him in, right?
Damn. I actually did want to talk about this earlier, but I did not, so it's my fault. So we'll see how things go.
So, as the door begins to slide shut, you all race into this room. Finding
Apex
yourself,
slide in. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
finding yourself in the room as it closes behind you. And you see there is a gridded iron balcony overlooking an unevenly shaped room full of intertwining pipes, machinery with noisy exposed gears. Gas lamps shed flickering light across the area. Haphazard furnishings, battered crates, mismatched knickknacks decorate the balcony above. rusty iron spiral staircase on the far side climbs to a ramshackle lounge. You look and you can see the dwarf. He is making his way across the floor, where you see a large red-skinned creature standing by the spiral staircase, and then you see Githzerai look over the railing down at you, surrounded by two very swarmy-looking Modron. He says, "Who the fuck are you?" And that's where we're gonna end for the.
Let's go.
Combat cliffhanger.
You see, look at these guys. Look at these badass looking fucks.
No, it's SpongeBob
I was
cubified.
gonna say it's like angry corporate SpongeBob.
He got stuffed into boxes. Then the
sorry, based.
Githzerai.
Oh,
It's a
that's
girl.
one.
Don't worry.
Sure.
You can tell by the sideburns.
So just from understanding, so you said the big old red lizard thing, which I'm afraid I know what it is, but I'm not going to say because I don't want it to be that thing. There's a staircase behind it that goes up to the balcony.
Correct.
Oh, I see it. It's right there. It's right there. Okay, so they're above, looking down at us. The Modrons and the Githzerai.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this isn't what I was looking for, but
And of note, the machinery looks. I will say the machinery looks extremely dangerous.
Oh, nice. I like it.
I think you guys can see the marks on the floor.
There is. Yes,
yeah,
there
like
are.
the hazard lines.
It
Oh,
looks
God,
like if you get too close to these machines, things may not go well for you.
Oh, God. If there's any like forced movement. Oh, this could be fun. This is the OSHA warehouse fight. I can't wait.
It is actually very much the OSHA warehouse fight.
Oh no, my memes.
Oh, this is awesome.
But once again, who knows? The fight, figure it out. Okay,
But I want one.
want to fight?
Yeah. Eli has strong
Love is
opinions, but it doesn't mind if it starts with a fight. It just depends how it ends.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some time for conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, you've found your first gate. Automata. Realize that order and logic and automata is kind of mess.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
I just love that fact that place is like, you know what? They're literally, it's written in where it's like, okay, if the players decide that they want to try to fill out forms, it has a whole thing for it.
I bet there was, and I was not going to be part
This
of that.
monument of
That is-
bureaucracy is filled with offices, forms, Modron officials, and lengthy queues. It takes 4d12 hours of standing in lines and answering repetitive questions before the characters receive the exception forms they need to fill out to approach the gate. This halfling-sized stack of forms takes 1d4 days to fill out and requires a character to succeed on a DC 12 wisdom check. If a player fails this check, they miss a field or otherwise error and are provided a new stack of forms to fill out. These take just as long to complete as the first stack of forms.
Honestly, I love the fact that you can just solve it by bureaucracy and
Yeah.
just take the date. That is hilarious. What was the name of? Sorry, what was the name of the gift that we're after right now? The one who?
Beltha.
How do you spell that?
E-E-L-T-A.
Alpha, these nuts.
Beltha. Beltha.
Okay, finish my notes for that.
And then the guy who sicked you on Beltha is Aristimus. A-R-I-S-T-I-M-U-S.
I should put that in there. I mean, he was the
He is one of the
captain.
He's a captain of the guard and one of the members
Okay.
of the Council of Order.
Okay, got it. I realize now, just a little bit too late, that I was asking the captain of the guard how to disable the guard. That was not my brightest moment.
That's fine.
I missed that part at that moment.
Oh my goodness.
I wondered though, could you just disable them with a logical fallacy that they cannot get themselves out of?
Yeah, just blow up their brains. Well, you're on your way to
Oh, this will
working
be
on your
fun,
first
yeah.
gate town. Now, as you can kind of see, the way that this is kind of fleshed out is every gate town is going to have its own little fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks for some fun little vignette town.
this is a really fun one because this one in particular, with my characters like backgrounds and stuff, I'm very
Yeah, you tie into
different
it with the
approach
mechanical.
to it. Yeah.
I like that you failed the wisdom save to not walk in rhythm too.
You try.
It honestly adds a lot to the flavor. It's pretty good.
And it tastes delicious.
And track sandworms.
SpongeBob gangster.
I was looking for the corporate SpongeBob, right? And that just came up under it.
Right.
I want to pinstripe